Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to the Finding Peace Within podcast. I am your host, Ms. Lisa L. Dalton. Now, the Finding Peace Within podcast was created to help you find your authentic self through spiritual awareness. And how do you do that? You do that by studying the Word of God, doing the necessary work that you need to do to find your peace within. It is a journey, may I say that. Now, if this is your first time visiting the podcast, I want to say welcome. If you are a repeat guest, welcome back. If you would like to connect with me on all social media outlets, I say this, just Google my name, Lisa L. Dalton, and you will find me there. You can find my website, findingpeacewithin.org, and on the website, you can find my books, you can find previous podcasts, you can go back and listen to all my Lisa 6 and 3s, which are my morning motivations that I post on all my social media outlets, which gives you a little hope for the day, gives you a little hope for today. I want you to get your pens and your pads as we take this journey to finding peace within together. Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Lisa with Finding Peace Within. I am so excited today. I have my special guest, my sister music friend, Miss London Drye. Hey, London.
Hello, Lisa.
How you doing, sister?
I am doing wonderful.
Good. Now, London is a part of Jerel, Drye, and Persuaded, which is a musical group here in Charlotte, North Carolina. She she's married to him, and she sang with him. That's a whole nother something other, which we're gonna get into. Being married to music. How you like that topic?
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. Because
why you love it?
I love it because it's definitely a struggle. People always see the glory on stage, but the behind the scenes is the real challenge.
Right. So before you get into the meat of this podcast, let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
Introduce yourself to the people, to my listeners of Finding Peace Within. Tell them who you are, where you're from, how long you and Jerel been married. So when you met Jerel, give us the love story. Where, because you sing and he's doing this whole music thing. Start there.
Okay, so how Jerel and I met. I had. So.
Was it church?
Yes, it was at church. A friend of mine brought me to the church that he was attending, telling me, that the pastor had a very good word and that he think that I would like it, because around that time in my life, I was done with church. And I didn't want to have anything to do with. And it wasn't God. God, I've always had a relationship and will always have a relationship with God, but just dealing with the people in church. I don't know. It disgusted me, I guess you could say.
I get it.
So I kind of wasn't feeling church like that. So I had a friend that told me that, he knew of a pastor that preached very well and that he thought that I would like it. So I went a few times. And then I had stopped going, and the church had moved to UNCC, Charlotte. And I was working in an accounting firm at that time. And just so happened, a member of that church came to my job where I was working in an accounting firm. And he said, he was like, I want you to come to my church or whatever. And I was like, I heard of this preacher. I've been to this church before. He was like, oh, well, you need to come. We've moved. We're right across the street at UNC Charlotte, and I think you should come. And I said, okay, I'll try it out. And around that time, I was on a mission to find myself. So
hey, I'm still on that mission.
Yeah, so I was recording, but I was doing gospel music. I was doing R&B. I was doing everything. So, but I was recording, and I was like, okay, so I had finished like some some music for R&B, and I was like, okay, now I want to do the gospel thing. Let me go back to that, my roots, and work in that. So when I visited the church again, my oldest child, Jamarion, the 16-year-old, that's my child by a previous relationship before Jerel. So he was about 3 or 4, and we both went, and he had to go to the bathroom, my oldest boy. He had to go to the restroom. He's like, Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom, whatever. So when we walked out, I had seen Jerel on the keyboard playing, and I was thinking in my head during the service, I was like, I need somebody to do a track for me. And I was like, I need to ask him, does he, I was like, I might need to ask him, does he do that maybe later after service? But when I took my son to the bathroom, Jerel and the band, they were sitting out in the waiting area, so to speak, on the way to the restroom, and I was going past, and Jerel spoke. He was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, hey, and I turned around. I was like, let me ask you a question. I was like, I don't know, this is so stupid, y'all. I was like, do you do music? And he was looking at me, and the guys in the band, they all started laughing. They were like, what? And I was like,
I'm the keyboardist here at the church. Do I do music? What you think, girl?
And that's how he was looking at me. He didn't say it, but he was looking at me like, what? What are you talking about? And I said, okay, let me clear this up. I was like, I know you play music, but I was like, do you do tracks? Because I was like, I'm recording some music, and I was like, I write and I sing. I was like, but I need somebody to do a track to go with the song that I have, and I need to know if you can create the music behind the song. And he was like, sure. He was like, I do stuff like that. So he was like, give me your number and I'll call you. So that's how we met, and he called me, and so he called me, and he was like, can you come over such and such time or whatever, and then let me hear what you have, and we'll go from there. So he invited me to his house, and he lived with his parents then, so every time I would come over there, he would make me speak to his mom.
He was dropping.
Yes,
he was playing some C's.
I was like, dude,
I'm just here to lay tracks down. Why am I
Thank you.
Meet your family.
Yes. And he was like, you have to speak to my mom. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why, dude? I'm just here to record my music and get out of here. And so he was like, no, you have to speak to my mom. So every time I come over there, I would speak to his mom. His mom would sit and talk to me, not knowing they were trying to feel me out. Because during that point in my life, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I wasn't praying. I wasn't praying for one. I wasn't saying, God, let me find a man. I was done. I was done. I was done with men.
Oh my God, you was just in a place.
I was in a place.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna go to the other side.
Right. But you were done with church.
But I was just done.
But there was some hurt there that you had. You weren't ready to deal with.
That's right. That's right.
You were in the process, because you said you were going through some things and you were trying to find yourself and really do some things differently.
Yes.
And so you come across Jerel, who the Lord sent.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to put that out there like that. And you like, no, that ain't why I'm here.
Yes. And I was like, I just want to focus on my music and go to my baby, and I'm good. And so, as we kept meeting up, trying to record and things of that nature, he would slide and be like, well, you want me to, would you like to go get something to eat?
Oh my God.
Hey, what? Something to eat? So, well, I am hungry, but dude, I ain't trying to, don't come for me, because
I ain't the one.
This ain't it.
You don't want this.
And you know how they say opposites attract?
Oh, yeah.
Jerel, I definitely was not looking at him like that, because I was the one that liked the thug type, roughneck. That was what I liked. And Jerel is completely different. I told him, you know, I call him the bishop because he is the true epitome of, you know, Christian life. And,
wow,
and, you know,
what a compliment.
Yes, because
wow,
he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't curse,
they might be related.
What?
Girl, because Stephen don't do none of that.
Yes, and I would tell him, I was like, you're so boring. Oh my God.
And look, me and you both are just
yes. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not about this life. Like, but he was exactly what I needed.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't what exactly.
God knows, because Stephen and I, the exact same way. So when you were telling your story, Stephen and I have always done music together. Okay. In church. Okay. We've always done music together. But I never, and I've been married twice. Stephen is my third marriage. Yeah, and so he knows and has seen my whole life unfold. Okay. You know, but I never looked once at him, you know. Okay. But God had a plan. Yeah. God had a plan. And just like God had a plan for you and Jerel. Yeah. So now Jerel wants to start this group.
Yes. Well, Jerel actually already had a group.
Persuaded.
Yes. Well, he didn't call it, I don't think it was called, it wasn't Persuaded then, but it was called something else. But Jerel already had a group.
At what point did you join the group?
Well, Jerel already had a group, but they really weren't active. Mm-hmm. And when he met me, he decided he wanted to start the group back up. And so that's what he did. And
how long were y'all dating before y'all got married?
About, I'll say about a year and a half, 2 years before we got married.
And he was heavily into music even then?
Yes.
Okay, so you knew his life already?
Yes.
And that was y'all were doing music together at that point, probably tracking and
yes, because when we first met, like I said, he already had a group and they had been doing things way before me, but then it stopped. Mm-hmm. And so when him and I were together, he was like, babe, he was like, I really want to start my group back up. He was like, you know, I want to start over. Mm-hmm. He was like, I want to get new people, you know, I want to do different things. Mm-hmm. So there is a girl on the group, Andrea, she's been with him since the beginning. Mm-hmm. So, but everybody else, you know, we came on new. And we went through a couple of people, you know, that's not part of the group anymore. But he started over, he revamped. Even his writing style and his music changed a little bit as well. So, I mean, when him and I got together, I mean, he just started over. He said he wanted a fresh start. So that's what he did.
And you were okay with that?
Yes. I had no idea what I was getting into because I just said, oh, well, I was recording anyway. So
it just seemed to make sense.
Yes. And I was like, I've always been a part of the church choir, so it couldn't be any different than that.
Yeah, it's a whole lot different.
What? Okay.
Because when Stephen and I were dating, because it sounds like before, you know, we always have conversations before we start recording. So before Stephen and I were married, we would kind of kicked out of church. We couldn't have rehearsal there anymore. Okay. And so I had, of course, I have a home. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, we can just rehearse at my house until we find some place. Well, dang on, 17 years later, we still rehearsing at the house. I'm like, what? We doing still here? You know? No living room. Yeah. You know, and all those things. So when you said, little did I know what I was getting into. Yes. Now, because you were already an artist, what happened to your music when his took off? I
kind of let mine go because I was still trying to figure me out, as I said in the beginning. Like I said, I had R&B songs, I had neo soul songs, I had, I started doing more Christian stuff when I got with Jerel.
So you were just a singer.
Yeah,
and not
I was just
per se a specific artist.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. And that's what I thought I wanted to do with my life, just to be an artist. And that's what I was trying to pursue once upon a time. But once I met Jerel, and then he wanted to revamp the group, and he got the group started back up again, I just put all my stuff on hold and just was like, okay, well, I'll help him do his stuff. And that's what happened.
And you still helping him do his stuff.
About that, I've been trying to take a step back. Jerel still he still has the group, but I haven't been with the group since I got pregnant. And since I got pregnant and now had the baby, I've discussed with Jerel, I kind of want to take a step back. I really don't want to be a part of the group anymore.
Because it does become taxing.
Yes.
As the wife, the singer, and the recording, because y'all record too, recording artists with your husband. Because one thing I've learned, it's important that I first take care of me.
Yes.
So did you find that you were not taking care of London while you were taking care of Jerel and the music and the family and having children?
Yes. So that was part of it. So after I had the baby, I had to do a reality check. I said, God, so I asked Jerel, I said, what is your vision? Like, what are you really trying to do here? I told him, I said, I want to help you in every way that I can. But I told him, I was like, it's taken away from our household. Yeah. And I was like, I can't be a part of something that's taken away from my household, because I said, before anything, I have to make sure the family eats and that, we're okay, before anything else.
And that's one thing I don't think people that are looking from the outside realize the sacrifice, the financial sacrifice, the time sacrifice that we as musicians' wives make. This is no different than any other ministry, whether he's a pastor or whether he's an evangelist or whatever his career may be or ministry may be. There is a sacrifice that the family takes, because and we're still doing it, full blown, still doing it. So I still, well, of course, sing, and I've had the feeling of saying, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I don't think I want to do this anymore. So I totally get. So how did he take it when you said, I'm done? I think it still hasn't. I think he's starting to get it now, but he still asks, he was like, babe, we're about to get ready to do a tour, or we're getting ready to do this. You sure you want to stop singing? He was like, you sure you don't want to come with us? And I'm just like, babe, I'm exhausted. I was like, all of the traveling and taking care of all this stuff, and people not understanding when you travel, it's coming out of our pocket, and they don't want to at least pay for your expense to get there. And they're like, this is a ministry. But when you're doing this, it's a ministry and it's a business, just like the church. The church is not only a ministry, but it's a business as well, because without those tithes and offerings, there would be no building. Right. There'll still be a church because of people at the church, but you won't have no place to go unless you're coming into somebody's house. Right, or you'll be in the wilderness. Yes, that's free. So, tent revival. Yes. So, and then you got to pay for that. Yes. Because you got to pay for the lights. Yes. You got to pay for the land that you're going to rent. That's right. I mean, so ministry is not free. That's right. And I think that's the part. Also, I mean, yes. And we still, but our wisdom has helped me over the past 18 years. And Stephen and
Okay.
I have been together 18 years. And I've always been a part of Leviticus.
Okay.
And we too have seen them come, and you all have seen us
Yes,
minister
yes.
before many times, and
Yes.
you've seen the different faces.
Yes.
Oh, I noticed someone's pop. I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
they knew. Oh, I've never seen them before.
Right.
And even now, because we do travel a lot. Thank God for COVID. Thank God for the COVID.
What? Come on.
Thank God for the COVID. I hate to
Come
say it
on,
that way because we
Jesus.
have lost a lot of people, and a lot of people have been sick. But thank God for the COVID.
Yes, not for the lives lost.
No, but
being
for-
able to sit at home, sit down
That
somewhere,
part.
sit your tail down.
Sit your
somewhere.
tail down
Yes,
somewhere.
the
And-
ministry of sit your tail down.
Yes.
And focus. Yes.
And refocus.
Yes.
And
Yes.
refocus.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's what we've been doing, and of course music still is taking place.
Oh, right.
But for the past year and a half, almost 2.5 years, we have been on the road.
Yeah.
And you're right. That money comes out of the household.
That's right.
It comes out, and it is a strain. So how did you begin to take care of London again? And what is it that London likes to do?
I'm really late. Well, first of all, I love to travel. So I'm always, every year it's a must. And Jerel knows this. Like we have to take a family trip together with him, us and the kids. That's a definite. And then we have to take a trip together by ourselves without the kids. That's a definite. So
How did you manage to do that? What was your okay? And Stephen and I call each other love. Okay, love. Now we really need to. How did you have that conversation?
Well, it really wasn't a conversation. When Jerel and I got together, that was a standard I set.
Got it. And
period,
that's one thing
at the beginning.
In the research. Number one was take care of yourself. And number 2 was have boundaries.
That's right.
You got to have boundaries.
That's right. And so I told him, I said, I love to travel, and Jerel was a homebody. He never really left Concord, North Carolina. And I was like, well,
You
sir.
sure they're not brothers?
Sir. Now he said when he was growing up, his family, they did do a little bit together, but I told him, I said, you're with me. I said, I love to travel. I was like, I know you like to stay home, but you're not going to do that with me, because I'm going to go. And if you won't go, then I'm going to leave you at home. And that definitely has happened.
Jerel
on
was
several
probably
occasions.
like, Lord, what have you gotten me into? Jesus, probably help me. This woman that you've given me, I'm going to be skinny from all the fasting I got to do with this girl. Like Adam said, it's that woman you gave me. That part.
So I mean, I just set the standard at the beginning, and I mean, he loves it. Like, he loves that we go. Now that we've been doing it and we've been married for a while, I mean, he expects it. So
And
he's like, babe, what we gonna do now? What we gonna do this year?
That's good.
So now he expects it.
That's
So,
good. I know Stephen has, in the past 3-4 years, he has planned. He's the event planner. He is the planner. I am not the event planner.
What?
No,
I'm the planner.
I'm an extrovert, but I really like being home.
Really?
I do. I like being home. I went out today for the first time all week. I mean, I'm okay with being home.
No, we're going to get
However-
Lisa out, guys.
But
get her
I
out.
think the older I get, the more I like being home. I think that's really what it is. Because when we first started, man, of course, we were driving everywhere.
Right.
And I drove, and so I didn't have a problem driving at night. Now, at night, I'm like, I can't drive. Somebody else got to drive. Because I don't drive at night anymore because of my eyes. So,
Yeah.
hey, so things have changed. Seasons
right.
have changed for me.
That's
But
right.
we got these young folk that can drive.
That's right.
So I don't have to do that
That's
now.
right.
So in your house, because in our house, every room has music except for the kitchen and my space in the bedroom. I'm trying to think. In the bathroom. Yeah.
So in my house, Jerel took over the living room. Our house isn't that big in the first place, so when you walk through the door, there's a keyboard and he has speakers. Mm-hmm. So music is in the living room and it's in the garage. Sometimes he tries to bring it to the bedroom, but I told him, no, sir, this is my domain to watch my Netflix and my Hulu and my HBO Go or whatever we got going on. So you will not be interrupting my bedroom space, sir. Thank you.
I had to put no, this is it.
Yes.
This is it. And even I've tried to say, because we have a big backyard, I say, let's just build, something. He's like, no, I'd just rather be in the house. I was like, well, we need a space for you.
Makes sense.
We need a space for you. And so we made that space. And that's another thing. When you're married to music, mm-hmm. you do give up a lot. You do. Because we got drums. We got 2 sets of drums. We got 3 keyboards. We got lots of amps. And of course, when studio time comes, and he's got a session tonight, so they'll be here recording, which means we're not going to see each other. It's okay.
Who's not going to see each other? Me and you, or you?
No, me and Steven.
He has a session without you?
This with the band.
This the band, okay.
Yeah, because I don't play, when we first started, I played with the band, but I don't play with the band no more.
What?
It's oh no, I've been retired, girls. These guys.
Y'all, Lisa do everything. Jesus. I'm surprised she don't do hair.
Look at my hair.
She might have a hot comb in her kitchen, y'all.
I do got a hot comb now. I can fix my hair. It ain't but this big.
See, it
ain't but this big now. I can fix my hair. I can spike it when I need to, come through for myself, but yeah. But one thing that Stephen and I have done here lately, especially since COVID, mm-hmm. we've really relic the time that we have now, that we're not traveling. And I understand, I do understand the ministry. Mm-hmm. And like you were asking, Jerel, where we're going, what are we doing? I understand what we're doing and where we're going. And so when he asked me, can I help with this, that, or the other, I already, like my mom said, I always have a little something put to the side.
That's right.
I'm always there to support, and he supports me in my ministry. So that's what I want to get from you. What is it, ministry-wise, that London likes to do, that London has been called? We know you're a singer. Mm-hmm. So, but what else is there that God has assigned you to do? How do you fit, function, and flourish in his world of music and still yet be London?
So I love, my ministry is helping people, like as far as like giving. So I have the gift of giving.
The ministry of helps.
Yes. So I had the vision to have a nonprofit called Souls to Destiny, which would deliver shoes, slightly used, brand new shoes, to the homeless or those less fortunate, and kind of building a relationship with the school system and the urban ministries, to be able to hand out shoes and to provide shoes for those that are in need, and those children in the school system who really struggle with not having that, and having holes in their shoes, and getting with the counselors. And once upon a time, I did really start to get into it, but Jerel said he was there, but I really didn't feel like I had the support. But I know he would support me, but I don't know. I don't know. I just had the vision, and I was going to start, and then it just kind of fell by the wayside. I just kind of
Is it because of because of the financial part of music? Because again, going to the studio, there is no budget for that. Yeah. And doing tracks, there's no budget for that. Getting merch, there's no budget for that. Yeah. Everything literally comes out of the household. Mm-hmm. And so how did that make you feel?
At one point in time, I kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Is it resentment?
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I had resentment towards the ministry once upon a time, because I told Jerel, I said, okay, we're out here doing all these shows, you know, going
not getting paid
every which way, not getting paid, or people barely wanting to give you anything and just giving you a slap on the back and saying it's all good, we appreciate you.
And everybody that's traveling with you expecting a check.
Exactly, and sending you on your way. And I did get a thing of resentment for it, and I just told Jerel, I was like, we can't do this anymore. I said, because I said, this is coming out our children's mouths, and we're struggling to pay bills. And I was like, I refuse to struggle for this. I'm sorry, like I can't do it. And Jerel wants to be a full-time musician. Like, that's what he wants to do. But I even told him, no, sir. You got to have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that means it will fall on me to be able to support the business and support the household and support the children. And that's just something.
And support the ministry.
Yeah. That's just something that I didn't want to do. And I just told him, I was like, we can't do this anymore. We got to think of something else.
Yeah.
So I'm the business-minded one. So
you're the realist and he's the dreamer.
Yes, he's the dreamer and I'm the realist. Yes, and I just was like, we need to sit down and look at everything, and let's make this make sense. Because if it doesn't make sense, we need to do some things differently.
Right, do some things differently.
Yeah. So now, instead of going to the studios and stuff, now he's trying to record from home. And instead of paying a whole bunch of people who say they're going to promote you and paying those checks out to them, it was like, nah, we could probably do it ourselves.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of the stuff, I just told him, I was like, we need to figure out what we can do ourselves and then, you know, outsource the rest. But, we need to think of another game plan.
So you found how you fit and function and flourish in his ministry, because I think a lot of times, and I've had conversations with younger girls who are young ladies who are married to musicians, and they don't understand this life. You know, your husband is gone. I mean, Stephen has been gone all night to the studio before we brought it home. Yeah, I mean, he's in, and of course, it ain't no men quartet. Yeah, it's a group with females and one dude. Okay. So that part. Yes. You know, so you can't be sitting up blowing up his text messaging and calling him. Where you at?
That's right.
What you doing? Getting out your bed, driving to see if he really at the studio.
So with that being said, he was trying to do some recording at the house. I told him, I said, okay, this is messing up us, because I want to be able to roam free in my home and, you know, not try to be quiet and keep the baby quiet so you all can record without the, you know, noises, the background noise. So he did find a different place to record. And so that's what he does. So I do find myself, you know, he's out late, like he's working on a single, so he's been out real late. But I'm not the kind of person that checks for her man, because my thing is, if you want to do what you want to do, I'm gonna let you do what you want to do. But if I find out, somebody gonna lose their life. And I'm just being real.
Steven, see, you and Steven might be sisters and brothers. Steven said, if you wake up dead, you know I killed you. I'm like, what do you mean? If you wake up dead, you know I killed you. Because I would, don't let these bow ties fool you. I would cut them. Okay. I ain't gonna say the word, but I would cut.
Yes.
But my thing is this. You know you married.
Yes.
She know you married.
That's right.
But the thing is, you know you married.
That's right.
I don't care what she doing.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't have that now. Maybe when we first got married, but I'm not sure if I ever did. I don't think I ever did, because I understood the ministry and I understood the call. And then I know my husband.
Yeah.
I know my husband. I take care of my husband in every way. I'm anointed for Stephen.
Okay.
I'm anointed for him.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's anointed for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole music thing works for us. And I'm a singer. I do music, but music is not my ministry.
That's right.
Music is his ministry.
Come on.
And I support him in his ministry, and he supports me in my ministry, as an author, as a minister, as a speaker, this podcast, my books, my blogs, everything that I do. And I recently started doing Lisa 6 and 3, which is my morning motivations on devotions on Facebook. I mean, whatever it is I want to do, first of all, he's going to watch and see if I'm going to be consistent. Okay.
Well, that's good.
And then if it's something I've been doing for 30 days, he'd be like, okay, she's serious. And if I'm doing it for 60 days, he said, okay, she real serious.
Okay.
And now, I'm on my 3rd book, and I've been doing this for almost a year now. So I'm very serious about my ministry, what I do and what God has called me to do. And so we don't have that quarrel. We don't have that quarrel. Say, love, I got to go to the studio, or somebody's coming over, boom, boom, boom. We don't have little ones either.
Yeah, that's another thing,
because we don't have babies.
So that's a lot of why some of my stuff is put on hold, because I know if I get something started, I know Jerel will support me. I know that, but my family is first.
Your first ministry.
It is. And now,
since he wanted that baby girl,
now we have the little one. I really have to be there for her as she grows and flourishes. That takes up a lot of my time. So I really don't have the time, because I still work a full-time job.
Right. Wow.
I still, have to take care of the baby and, the other kids. So, to be quite honest, I don't have the time. And, if Jerel really needed me, like if a singer dropped off or something like that and he really needed me, I would still be there for him. But just operating full time, especially if he really doesn't need me like that and he has enough singers, he has what he needs, I'm there to discuss the business side, the back end of everything, and helping him through that if he needs me. But as far as being there every day, I just don't have the time, because it's draining, it's exhausting, and it takes me from my family. And
I think you have, in this season, as we begin to wrap up, and I'm going to have you close us out in prayer and share an encouraging word to any young lady that's just starting out in music ministry with their husband. It sounds like you now know where you fit. And how to function in the ministry of Jerel, Drye, and Persuaded.
That's right.
And with you having that business mindset, you're going to make sure all things are covered.
That's right.
And that we're not being taken advantage of.
That's right.
Yeah. If you would just close us, your closing words, remarks of encouragement, and then close us out in an awesome short prayer.
Okay. So, for you women, ladies, young ladies out there, being with, supporting your man in ministry, there are going to be ups and downs. You just have to know what you want and stand behind him. And when a yes is a yes, let it be a yes, and a no is a no. Because at the end of the day, ministry is always there. Ministry is not just going out and singing or going out and playing instruments. Ministry is anybody that you come in contact with, and just showing the love of God and giving them the love of God, and just encouraging them in whatever way possible, and bringing them to Christ if they don't know him. So I would say always stay prayed up.
Yes.
Be there for your man, but also be there for yourself first.
Yes.
Take care of yourself, and don't let the ministry make you make the ministry.
Yes.
And set boundaries. And don't let it bring you down. Always stay positive, and stay lifted.
Yes.
And if you need help, please make sure you have a support system.
Yes.
That's very important, because going through it alone, you'll have sleepless nights, crying nights. So make sure you always have somebody that you could talk to and that you can trust.
Yes.
So with that being said, we're going to close out in prayer.
Thank you, Father.
Father God,
Jesus.
we come to you humbly as we know how. I just give you praise and honor for Lisa, God, creating this platform for women who supports their loved ones behind the music. And God, it is a daunting task at times. And God, there is so many struggles that people may not see on the back end.
Yes.
But I pray that you continue to show us favor, God, and that you continue to lay your hands, God, on us and allow us to be creative, God, in reaching your people, God.
Yes, Lord.
Because ministry is everywhere, oh God. Lord, with the different platforms that we have, God, over the, airways, God, we can reach people we come into contact on a day-to-day basis, God, and those people that, you put in our lives, because God, a lot of times you allow people to come into our lives, even if it's just for a season. Help us to understand and give us business sense, God, and also give us the spirit of discernment, God, and allow us not to go asunder, God, for trickery in the business, oh God. And I pray that you continue to lift us and keep us and continue allowing your blessings to flow and giving us guidance on where we should go, God. As we continue to love on you, God, and give your name the praise, because you deserve all the glory, oh God. And I pray that in the ministry, God, that it's not a plaything, God, but you allow people to really understand the meaning of ministry, and not just to minister to, but to live the life of the ministry, oh God.
Lord. Thank you, Lord.
And I pray that you continue to keep watch over us and allow us to meet people, to come into our pathways, oh God, to be able to reach out to the masses, oh God.
Yes, Lord.
And all these things we pray in your holy, matchless name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, oh God. We thank you, Minister London Drye, for your transparency. We thank you for the gift that you have. We just thank you for being a part of Finding Peace Within and Married to Music. Girl, whew, as I always say, a centered soul is a centered mind. Oh, y'all be blessed. Be blessed. Thank you for listening to the Finding Peace Within podcast with Lisa L. Dalton. Now remember, you can always connect with me on social media. Facebook under Lisa Dalton, Twitter at I am Lisa L. Dalton, Instagram Lisa.Dalton, and LinkedIn Lisa L. Dalton. Visit my website findingpeacewithin.org, where you can read some of my blogs, find the books that I've written, listen to previous podcasts, and even some of the workout videos that I've created. Until next time, remember, to find peace within, a centered soul is a centered mind. Be blessed.